In today's news, King Garden Bay Beach closed.
Zeta Phi Beta sorority launched right here in the British Virgin Islands.
House of Assembly Speaker leads delegation to Uganda.
Forever 21 files for bankruptcy.
VI athletes continue to shine.
And the Ministry of Health to host STD workshop.
And President Trump is to be impeached. These and more stories when 284 News returns. Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday, October 1st, 2019. I'm Ron Grant.
And I'm Javon Wilson.
Javon, this is your month.
Yes,
October
it is
is your month. Yeah.
And the month for a lot of people too. I know
Definitely.
It's Liberation time, and I mean everybody's excited. Virgo season is finally over, thank God. It's time to celebrate.
Well, lots going on, ladies and gentlemen. Topping our newscast today, the very popular Virgin Islands beach, known as King Garden Bay Beach, is now closed to the general public until further notice. This is not the first time the beach has been closed or shut down due to similar causes. The government of the Virgin Islands issued an official statement via its website late this past Friday saying the beach's closure is because of a high voltage of bacteria found in the water. Additionally, the release further stated that the findings were unearthed following a series of routine testing done at commonly used beaches in the territory. The results of the water sample showed high levels of bad bacteria counts for King Garden Bay Beach, and we want to ensure the health and safety of swimmers, Health and Social Development Minister Carvin Malone said. The testing was conducted by the Environmental Unit of the Ministry of Natural Resources, Labor and Immigration in collaboration with the Environmental Health Division of the Ministry of Health and Social Development following the passage of Tropical Storm Karen. Meanwhile, Minister of Natural Resources Vincent Wheatley said the results from the latest routine check allowed the local authorities to make a swift decision to order the beach temporarily closed. He said persons are asked not to bathe in the water at King Garden Bay while the beach is closed. The teams will continue to assess the beach and the area, and they will advise when the beach is safe and open for recreational use, government has warned. Unfortunately, despite the bulletin, a small amount of residents were seen over the weekend occupying the now closed beach. This Honorable Vincent Wheatley calls very risky, and I agree with him.
I do agree with you. I'm surprised that persons are not, heeding the warning. I mean, I've been made to understand that these storms bring in quite a number of bacteria.
It's as a result of the storm.
Right?
Every time a storm happens, yeah.
Diseases like gastroenteritis and respiratory illnesses and so on. So it's very important that persons spread the word as much as possible, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who still do not know.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, there are countless beaches in the Virgin Islands that you could occupy other than King Garden Beach.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite beaches as well, but there's Smuggler's Cove, there's Long Bay Beach, so
there's
a lot of options. Yeah.
Moving right along, the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated State of the Virgin Islands was not only successfully launched in the BVI last Saturday, but began their newest chapter on our shores under the promising leadership of Virgin Guardian Miss Sasha Flax.
Wonderful.
The sorority, founded in 1920 in Washington, D.C., was solidified by 5 co-eds who are determined to effect positive change, chart a course of action for the 1920s and beyond, raise consciousness of their people, and encourage the highest standards of scholastic achievement, and foster a greater sense of unity among its members. 99 years later, the sorority is continuously addressing the societal mores, ills, prejudices, and poverty affecting humanity in general, but more specifically, the Black community. Now, Ron and I were honored, of course, to be invited
were.
to the welcome ceremony last Saturday and had the privilege of sitting down with Ms. Valerie Hollingsworth Baker, who happens to be the international president, as well as Mistress Lawanda Harper, the Southeastern director. Take a look.
Here in the British Virgin Islands, we have many of our members who have transitioned from living in St. Croix or St. Thomas to live here, make this their home, and they want to be able to bring everything that Zeta is offering to their community where they live and where they're able to serve. So that's what makes it very significant in chartering here today in the British Virgin Islands, is that we have members who live here and they want to bring everything that Zeta has to offer to the residents and the community here in which they live.
Tell me a little bit about your mission. When it comes to sisterhood, what does that mean to you ladies?
Well, sisterhood is one of our founding principles, and it's very important because we are a family. And sisterhood is being a family. So everyone that comes into our organization, that we welcome in, that we induct, they become a family. So we have an extended family. So even if, for me, I'm an only child, but now I have so many sisters all over the country and all over the world. And no matter where we go, if there is a Zeta present, they will welcome you. Whether you go to Dubai, whether you go to Germany, whether you're in the Virgin Islands, whether you're in the Bahamas, wherever you go and you say that there's a Zeta there, they will come, they will open up their homes, they will open up their hearts, because we believe that we are that family that sticks together and do the things that we know that is important in our communities.
Now, explain to me, how does it work when it comes to...
Now, as you can see, Ron, the organization really stands on the core binding principle of sisterhood that inspires, empowers, and impacts communities throughout the world. Our newly instated chapter president, Sasha Flax, is now charged with leading a plethora of change, and with her accolades, her current responsibilities,
and support,
and with her commitment to community development, we have high hopes that she will function exceptionally in this new capacity. On behalf of 284 Media, we'd like to extend a hearty congratulations to Ms. Flax, as well as the rest of her team.
Jovan, what do you think about the sorority life? Would you join?
I definitely would. You know, I
or
come
consider
from,
it, rather.
I definitely would. I think anything that lends service to the community is commendable, and I would absolutely love to be a part of it.
Good job.
Sorority in my country was non-existent. So I know it's more of a thing when you go away to the
United
American
States
and
colleges,
European colleges. But I'm very happy to see them bringing it back and stretching their legs and their efforts to the Caribbean especially. Viewers, still ahead, House of Assembly Speaker leads delegation to Uganda, and Forever 21 files for bankruptcy. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
What are you really running for, boss? You could have bust a hole in your head. But see, with the competition, which means about to bust a hole in your pocket.
I could get my modem, please.
Anyhow, I got something huge to show you.
I gotta be sick in your head.
Well, hold on, string bean. Ain't a kind of party. Check this. That's LTE1 for just about everyone. LTE2 for you and your boo. And hold on. Bam! Rate so low, you feel like you're free. That's LTE3 for you and the whole family.
Save even more on your internet with new pricing from CCT. Get LTE 2 now for only $149. Get LTE 3 for the new low price of $189. All packages are unlimited, so there's no overage charge. You don't have to run into Chaz for savings. Just stop by our store and sign up today. Come on over to CCT. Life Unlimited.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch and care? You don't say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
Breaking business news over the weekend. Forever 21 is closing its doors, filing for bankruptcy, and that means out of Canada, Europe, Asia, as well as many of the other international locations. Now, a few weeks ago, the company announced that it was dealing with financial woes, sending their fans into a scurry. But it wasn't until last Sunday that the teenage company store announced that they had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Wow.
The fast fashion retailer has obtained over $350 million in financing to support it through the bankruptcy. And the company officials have said that some 178 out of their 815 retail clothing stores will be closed, but not expected to happen, of course, within major U.S. markets. The other retailers are promised to remain open. It is one of the growing list of retailers, including Barney's and Mattress Firm, that have used bankruptcy protection to help to downsize their footprints. As shoppers head online and away from the mall, many retailers have been saddened with uneconomical stores that are difficult to shed, as is the case here with Forever 21. The company was founded in 1984 in Los Angeles by South Korean immigrants and quickly expanded in suburban-based malls, offering frequent new styles of inexpensive clothes. Experts have also said over the years, sustainable fashion has caught on with the younger generation who put increased focus on the impact of the clothes they buy on the environment. And we've seen ever since 2017, shares of Zara parent in Dtex have fallen by 27%, while shares at H&M has also fallen by 23%. So Ron, here we see yet another giant retailer
And
crumbling.
there are many of them. You know, if you ever travel to the United States, you would see it's like, you know, you kind of wonder what's going on, because the malls, in every mall that you go to, whether it's in the Miami area or New York, they seem to be closing down. And of course, it's largely because of the online shopping.
Yes.
But it's tough for many
Yes.
of these businesses.
Traditional, that's just the age we live in. Traditional retail has been under decline.
Correct.
And with technology comes a lot of changes indeed. We can even look at the media industry. We know that print media has been under decline for quite a number of years. You know, persons now have the advantage at their fingertips, free access
And
to
return
news.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
And
so
return,
why
free
would,
returns.
Why would you go to the store?
Right from the comfort of your homes. But it's really sad
Yeah, it
because
is.
I liked Forever 21. I am a Forever
I'm sure
21.
you like to shop too.
I do.
The Speaker of the House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands, the Honorable Julian Wilk, has led a delegation to a parliamentary conference in Kampala, Uganda. On September 22nd through 29th, 2019, the Parliament of Uganda hosted the 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference under the theme Adoption, Engagement, and Evolution of Parliament in Rapidly Changing Commonwealth. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association 2 weeks long conference began with the Commonwealth Women Parliament Conference and continued with the complete sessions, the Executive Committee meeting, workshops, and then commenced with the Annual General Assembly. The CPC offers the prospect of the coming together of the CPA's global membership of parliamentarians and parliamentary staff to address the critical issues facing today's parliaments. The Speaker is accompanied by Junior Minister of Trade and Economic Development and Territorial Member, the Honorable Shari B. DeCastro, the Honorable Julian Fraser, R.A., Representative for the 3rd District, and the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, Representative for the 2nd District. Also present at the conference were the Clerk of the House of Assembly, Mrs. Phyllis Evans, and Secretary to Speaker Willock, Ms. June Smith Bramble. Honorable Shari DeCastro and Honorable Turnbull were selected to present at the conference. Honorable Turnbull's presentation was titled Climate Change, Achievements, Challenges of Parliament and interventions. In his presentation, one of his key statements was Parliament must foster a dialogue which will lead to mechanisms for building resilience of small island states, adapting to climate change, which adversely affects our GDP. Turnbull made an appeal during his presentation when he said, "I am passionate about my country and the effects of climate change. Many of us have seen how we fight together, and we must make a decision, and policymakers will make a difference." The Honorable Shari B. DeCastro, her presentation for the CWP was entitled Promoting Women to Leadership Positions and Senior Portfolios. In her presentation, she said, "As women in politics, our goal is to encourage innovation that embraces new ideas to age-old problems, to tackle the complex challenges. We must be realistic, we must face hard truths, and we must devise a new solution." She concluded by saying, "I am confident that our collective abilities through the CWP network can create new pathways to help our countries, territories, and regions navigate toward a successful economic future." Speaker Willock said, "It is an honor and a privilege to be among some 200-plus speakers and other parliamentarians from the Commonwealth countries and other jurisdictions as we compare notes and strive to modernize our parliaments to foster democratic practices." The speaker noted that also he had the opportunity to meet with Uganda President His Excellency Yoweri Kugeta Muse, I hope I pronounced that right, at a dinner for speakers where he brought the president greetings from the House of Assembly and Premier the Honorable Andrew Foy. The CPC is one of the largest gatherings of the Commonwealth Parliament and is the flagship event that brings together over 500 parliamentarians, parliamentary staff, and decision makers from across the Commonwealth and this networking opportunity. The CPC promotes its democratic deepening objectives through annual Commonwealth Parliamentary Conferences, regional conferences, parliamentary seminars and workshops, parliamentary synopsis, and publications via the Commonwealth process. So, Jovan, a lot of times we talk about professional development for civil servants and what have you, but I think this is a really good opportunity for the speaker and our leaders to have a professional development. These are remarkable networking opportunities, and I'm pleased that the Honorable Speaker of the House of Assembly, as well as some of the members of the House, were able to travel. I don't know if this is the first. I know this is the Speaker's first event, but I don't know if it's the first of its kind, but I think it's a quite an auspicious occasion and event, and they should be commended for making a presence in representing the BVI.
I totally agree with you. I think the House of Assembly, or Parliament in general, House of Assembly in our case, is one of the highest bodies, decision-making bodies in the British Virgin Islands, of course. So it's important that they're exposed not only to leave an imprint, but also to learn. It's a great networking opportunity. I know Honorable Shari DeCastro was away on assignments in the past, but like you said, this is the Speaker's first time. Overall, I'm sure it was a really great experience, and they brought back a wealth of information to share here in the British Virgin Islands.
Good stuff. Still ahead, BVI athletes continue to shine, and President Trump in big trouble. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Brilliant Hands and Minds Tutoring Services. One-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching 284 News. Once again, the President of the United States of America is in deep trouble after a bombshell announcement from Speaker Nancy Pelosi of a formal impeachment into President Donald Trump. Take a look.
This week, the President has admitted to asking the president of Ukraine to take actions which would benefit him politically. The actions of the Trump presidency revealed the dishonorable fact of the president's betrayal of his oath of office, betrayal of our national security, and betrayal of the integrity of our elections. Therefore, today, I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry. I'm directing our 6 committees to proceed with their investigations under that umbrella of impeachment inquiry. The president must be held accountable. No one is above the law.
Now, this inquiry follows a whistleblower's mysterious report that Trump was in a compromising conversation with Ukraine leader. In the transcript of the call, President Trump is allegedly asking the Ukraine leader to help him in his re-election bid to get direct on his opponent, which is, of course, Joe Biden, while at the same time threatening to withhold $400 million of military aid from the country if they didn't cough up some dirt on, of course, Joe Biden. Many Democrats, independents, and even a few Republicans have said this clearly shows that President Trump thinks he is above the law. As expected, one of the biggest questions surfacing is, who is the whistleblower? Many persons want to know, but others, of course, are duly concerned that an identity reveal will pose a serious threat to his or her safety. Now, while Democrats are demanding that the person remain unknown, President Trump himself is boldly demanding to meet his whistle. He said, and I quote, "I want to meet not only my accuser who presented second and third-hand information, but also the person who illegally gave this information, which is largely incorrect to the whistleblower. Was this person spying on the U.S. president? Big consequences," he said. Now, the average person may be wondering what is an impeachment and what it means for, of course, President Donald Trump. It starts with an investigation by the House Judiciary Committee. Hearings are held and a vote is taken. Now, if the majority of the House agrees to a resolution called Articles of Impeachment, the president is technically impeached. Something that, of course, we know would have happened in the past twice with 2 U.S. presidents. We had Andrew Johnson in 1968, as well as Mr. Bill Clinton in 1998. But it's very important to note that being impeached doesn't mean that the president is immediately removed from office.
Very important.
Think of it as an indictment. What happens next is the trial that takes place in the Senate, presided over by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The House then appoints managers to make its case, and the president has a legal team to make his. Senate then votes, and of course they need a two-thirds majority to convict and remove the president from office. And there are currently 47 Senate Democrats, so it would take at least 20 Republicans to vote to remove President Trump from his office. So even though this will be a long investigative process that will require many Republicans essentially, I guess, turning their backs on President Trump, many Democrats still remain hopeful that this is exactly what they need to ensure that President Trump does not get re-elected in 2020.
You know, isn't it interesting, Jovan, the things that human beings think they could get away with, particularly even some leaders?
Let me tell you something.
Something
Donald Trump
else.
especially, quite a number of revelations ever since he's taken office.
My.
And, you know, he's gotten off so many times. A lot of persons attribute that to his power, his financial backings.
Power, popularity, yeah.
His network. But I guess this time around we just have to wait and see what will come out of it. But I do know that his numbers have fallen since. A lot of persons really believe he really should be impeached. Persons are ready for him to be removed from office.
Well, we'll see what becomes of it. The one and only Karen McMaster of the Virgin Islands, who ran in lane 2, produced the season's best run, but was denied a medal on the finish line in the men's 400-meter hurdles final at the IAAF World Athletes Champion in Doha, Qatar, yesterday, September 30th, 2019. Challenging 3 of the world's 4 fastest men in that event, McMaster was in with a chance for a bronze with some 25 meters to go, but was defeated on the line by running mate Abraham Saba of Qatar. McMaster finished 4th in 48.10, while Samba crossed the line in 48.3. The race was won by defending champion Karsten Walholm of Norway in a time of 47.42 seconds, and second place went to Rob Benjamin of the USA with 47.66. It was an intense performance from the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games 400-meter hurdles champion. McMaster, who is coming off an injury, had to miss the Pan Am Games in Lima in August as a result. McMaster's personal best in the 400-meter hurdles is 47.54. Now up next for the Virgin Islands at the IAAF World Championship will be Eldred Henry in the qualifying round of the men's shot put on October 3rd, 2019.
That's
then
Wednesday.
Chantel E. Malone, the gold medalist who won recently. She's going to be representing in the 2009 Pan Am Games champion, and will then be featured in the qualifying round of the women's long jump on October 5th. So it's a big week for us, Jovan.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Chantal Malone, the government of the Virgin Islands is inviting the general public to an athlete recognition ceremony on Friday, October 11, 2019, in honor of the Pan American women's long jump gold medalist, Miss Chantal Malone. And I think it's a great way to honor and salute all are invited.
I
Very
do
nice way.
think so, and I'm very happy to see it happening while they're here and they're
Yes.
strong and they're in their prime. I think our athletes continue to do exceptionally
Wonderful job.
well, represent, and they work very hard.
course,
There's a lot
yeah.
of discipline,
Training year-round.
determination from sun up to sundown that goes into these races, and
Definitely.
that commitment I think is very commendable. So we need to celebrate them
And we
as
will.
they continue to represent national pride. I really love this.
Health professionals all across the territory are invited to a management of sexual transmitted diseases and HIV workshop on October 4th and 5th. On October 4th, the session will begin at 9 a.m. and end at 5 p.m. And on October 5th, the sessions will begin from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The workshop will be facilitated by Dr. Corey Ford, head of the Infection Prevention and Controlled Infectious Disease Program at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Barbados. The workshop is being hosted by the Family Health Unit within the Ministry of Health and Social Development. Education credits will be provided to registered participants. If you're interested, all health professionals are encouraged to telephone Ms. Renee Powell at 468-2275. A great opportunity for healthcare professionals to get, again, some professional development.
Absolutely. I think sexual education is a continuous
important.
conversation. I'm very happy to see our professionals getting a refresher's course. Don't get caught up. I mean, this is a small community, and we don't want those
And
type of
that's
things
probably
lingering
why
around.
it's so easy to get caught up,
Right.
because it's a small community.
is.
So that's an important point you raised there.
All right, that's it, viewers, for today's news. Be sure to like us on Facebook at 284 Media. I mean, we have quite a wealth of information there
Always
to share.
bringing you the
You can always
411.
binge watch on 284 Media as well as on YouTube. And be sure to like us as well on Instagram and Twitter at 284BVI. I am Javon Wilson.
And I'm Ron Grant. Be sure to join us every Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m. as we deliver honest and impartial news right here on 284 News. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Have a good week.
Take care.
May I assist you? Yes. You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power? Hello?
Wait, you're the launch and care? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.